Okay, it's time to commit. 2024 is the year for prioritizing yourself. Begin your new smile journey with Byte, and you could start seeing results in just 2 to 3 weeks. Just order your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95 at Byte.com. Byte clear aligners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces. Plus, they offer financing options, accept eligible insurance, and you can pay with your HSA, FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mario Florio from NBC 10. Welcome to Food Podcast, the place you can come to hear all about the great things happening on the local food scene, the wonderful restaurants we have, the local companies making delicious food products, the fun community events that highlight local cuisine. Joining me now is Guy Hanuka, the founder and owner of Buns Bakery. Thank you so much for joining me.
Good morning, Mario. Thank you for having us. We're very excited to be here.
So tell me, first of all, tell me your backstory, because I find it fascinating. You are originally from Israel.
I am. That's a long story.
That's okay. We got plenty of time.
So after my military service, which is mandatory in Israel, I joined the food industry. I guess that was the closest to the army that I could find. I became a cook, and from there I found my way to baking. Fell in love with it. I've been a baker in Israel for 10 years before I moved to China to open a bakery in Shanghai. Wow. It was an amazing experience. I always wanted to see the world through what I'm doing. That was always my goal, to learn how to bake, because that would lead me to work abroad and travel the world. And so that definitely did the job. After China, I attended here to Johnson & Wales, to the baking and pastry program and the entrepreneurship. And when I graduated, I ended up staying here. That was back in 2019. And in 2020, right when the pandemic hit, I think the lockdown was in March, I opened the bakery in April. And it's funny to say open. It all started from a Facebook post. If anybody wants babka or challah for the weekend, and
so you literally just put it on Facebook as just like, oh.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what was the response you got?
So the Jewish community was the first one to respond, because I was more involved in the Jewish community, obviously, as an Israeli. And there was a void in Jewish baking, and Buns fitted right in. And it started just from pickup points. People back then I took pre-orders for the weekend, which on Friday the tradition is to have those kind of pastries, challah breads and babkas and rugelach, and people came to pick them up in different pickup points. The first was Lipit Park. I stood there every week with bags. And I was also lucky to have Hope and Main in Warren, which is basically a non-profit organization, and they rent commercial kitchen spaces. Yeah. So it helped me launch the bakery, because I don't know how I would do it without it. So in 2 weeks I was already up and running in their kitchen.
That's great. I hear so many good things about Hope and Main. So many businesses like yours get started there. So it is a wonderful incubator. Huh?
It is. Both from the entrepreneur end, which again eliminate the risks, because most of us, we might be really good at what we're doing, but we're afraid to do it. We're not accustomed to the business side, but more to the production side. So that definitely, I don't know if I would launch without it, to be honest.
Yeah. So you started with just people placing orders, and then you would just go to a pickup spot, right?
Yeah, back then it was all on Facebook. People just send me, hey, I want one babka and one challah for Friday, and it was all kind of almost like a drug deal, you know. It's people came to pick a point. I opened my trunk, gave them a bag, and that's it.
Yeah, I love that. The brown paper bag, take it. Yeah. Now, and then how did you you just kept growing, I guess, huh?
Yeah, so we got a lot of support. Like I said, there was no plan, so we really grew with the demand slowly. And again, that's a lot to do with Rhode Island. Also, people kept spreading the word and wanted to try the product. I think it also helped a lot that the market was on a lockdown, and people were kind of stuck and looking for ways to go out, interact a little bit with the outside, because all the retail shops were closed. And it definitely helped us getting more exposure. And I think in about 6 months we outgrew Hope and Main. and we found a beautiful production facility in Providence, and we moved the bakery there. I started to hire more people, and yeah, it's just kept growing. We started to get into farmers markets. It grew way more than the Jewish community today, I can say, and that really surprised me, because I guess I was a little shy about it. I didn't think that Israeli products would create that kind of an impact, and I was, I didn't project that.
You didn't expect that.
I just wanted to make babka, and today, really, we have a beautiful team that there are 13 people who execute like there are 100, and we're in almost every farmer's market in Rhode Island, and a lot of wholesale retail shops that carry our products. It's definitely for people who appreciate quality, because that's what we're aiming for, and also people who want to kind of have relationship with their bakery, like it used to be, right? I mean, back in the days.
Yeah, back in the day, you'd go to your neighborhood bakery, or you know the baker.
You know the baker, you really, the bakery used to be part of people's lives. And that especially, I guess in every community, but in the Jewish community, a lot of the culture is based on the local bakery, from the weekend cooking that Jewish people cannot turn electricity on. So they used to go to the local bakery in the village and leave their pots in the baker's ovens, which were still hot. And so that's really what we aim to do: build relationships with the local communities and be part of their life.
Yeah, and you said you really appreciate the Rhode Island market in terms of the customers and the loyalty. Huh?
Totally. I don't think that we would have such an amazing support in a big city where you don't matter. And in Rhode Island, the feeling is that entrepreneurs matter and local businesses matter, and you can feel it both from the customers and different institutions, like the mayor, for instance. Now, sorry, I didn't say that. Nowadays, we moved to East Providence, and once we moved, the local business agency came to visit us and show support, and the mayor came over, and there's a lot of involvement from the I'm not sure how we would call it, but from the
municipal, the elected officials of the municipal government.
Yeah, and you really feel like you're being part of the market and part of the community, and it really keeps us going, because it's tough. I mean, with the inflation happening, and we constantly battling with it, but we really feel like we're on a mission, that we are part of the market, and that's our commitment to the people and the local market, I guess.
Yeah. I know you said you were surprised that people outside the Jewish community would appreciate what you're making, but I think people just love good food.
Yeah, true. But there was nothing like it. That niche of Jewish baking was never seen as prestigious, I feel like. And it really, so there was the old world Jewish baking. In Israel, the Jewish baking developed in way more stages, a lot of Arabic influence also, which is beautiful because it's kind of a multicultural baking today. But there was no precedent to that in Rhode Island, so we didn't know are people going to like it? Will they appreciate that? So I was really amazed to find out that totally. I mean, that the bakeries stand today with every other bakery and every other traditional pastry that people come to shop, and it really became a staple. And it's kind of heartwarming for me. It really, as somebody who come from the other side of the world, it really makes you find a home.
I think it's funny you said at the beginning you wanted to travel the world and have what you love kind of take you around the world, and you ended up in Rhode Island, which is like the smallest state in the country, but it's really got a big heart and great people. And
a lot of similarities to Israel. A small state where everybody know everybody, and you really feel like you're part of something. You're not just getting swollen in the crowd. It's a good feeling to have.
So tell us about the different types of products you make.
So we basically took the traditional products from the Jewish baking, like babka, rugelach, challah breads, and we started to build on top of them. Like our babka today is modernized using a laminated Danish dough. So basically it's a dough that we mix, we laminate butter into the dough, which create that flakiness and the layers that you can see in the dough. And then we use different fillings. Most of what we make in the bakery is made from scratch. So we have the chocolate babka, for instance. That's the same babka dough roll out with Nutella chocolate, and then we and then we braid it and bake it in the pans. We have praline filling that we make with roasted pecans. We have babka with cinnamon, brown sugar, and butter, peanut butter, and chocolate chips. Different seasonal babkas that we make based on holidays or staples, or the seasons, I guess. We have blueberry babka in April, May. We have ricotta babka on April, May also, because it's a tradition for a Jewish holiday also. So it kind of really created a melting pot between the Jewish festivity and the local communities. We also make rugelach out of the babka dough, which is smaller portion. It's like a croissant-shaped pastry. And we laminate the filling into the dough, which creates kind of a different gooey texture as opposed to the babka. We make traditional challah breads, which is kind of a French toast bread, fluffy and but hardy in a way. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it right, but it's not the supermarket sponge, not the Wonder Bread texture. Great for French toast or savory, even savory sandwiches.
Yeah, I know a lot of when the chef. I do a lot of chef segments with our chef Frank Turnova. He uses challah a lot in his French toast.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a great bread for that, like you said.
Yeah.
So you basically have the same basic dough recipe, and then you create all the different products from that.
So we work on three main doughs, basically. The challah doughs, and from that we do the challah breads and different flavors. For instance, we have plain challah, we have onion and poppy seed challah, we have thyme and garlic challah. So that would be one line of products. We didn't want to overwhelm the people. We wanted to keep things simple and really specialized in what we're doing. It's not just about making products, but every product we choose to do has some relationship to me or the team. So the seasonality, for instance, like we talked about, or the festivity or the staples of the holidays. So that kind of what determines the line of products. So the challah bread would be one, the babka dough would be one that we make the babka cakes, and rugelach. We also have savory pastries, which I'm sorry I didn't bring today. It's made out of puff pastry that we make from scratch in the bakery, and different fillings. Also very traditional Israeli pastry. We call it the cousin of the spanakopita. It's basically puff pastry with traditionally we fill it with spinach and parmesan or Greek feta cheese, mushrooms and onions. You'll see them everywhere in Israel if you'll go. So we basically like to bring it here. I guess it makes me feel more at home.
Of course, yeah, that's great. So you did bring in a wide array, so I'm definitely going to have to try some of these. So let's start with this. What is this I'm trying right
That's
here?
the chocolate rugelach. So like I said, the babka dough laminated with butter. Most of the ingredients, even all the ingredients we're working with are locally from the region or New England or Rhode Island. From the flour to the butter to different everything we source, the vegetables, clean labels, so there's no dough conditioners or anything. That would be the babka dough laminated with butter, and then we make a really nice chocolate brownie filling and laminate that into the dough. We bake them together, and that's in a second you see the results.
Yeah, it's so shiny too.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know if people can hear your crunch.
You probably can. Oh my God, it's so good. And then, tell us.
And those would be the babkas. So that's the peanut butter and chocolate chip
Peanut
babka. Same dough as the rugelach, but we don't laminate the filling into the dough. We roll the dough kind of on a table length and then spread the fillings on the dough. Roll it together, slice it in the middle, and braid them together. You should come visit us to see the process. It's a real show.
Oh, I would definitely love to do that. Yeah,
so
it'll make a good segment for us in Studio 10. I love peanut butter so much.
I see that.
Really, really good. And then
So that would be the cinnamon, brown sugar, and butter. Praline pecan, traditional praline filling we make, brown sugar, milk, really nice vanilla paste from Madagascar. And this one would be the Nutella chocolate.
I'm going to try the cinnamon. Oh my God.
It's almost like a mix between that flakiness you get on the top and that syrupy you get in the bottom.
Yeah.
And if you eat it together, it really they really complement each other.
Yeah. So funny because I like kind of, you brought a bunch in and I just sliced a bunch and put them on. Like I'm looking at them. I don't know which one's which, but you know right away, that's that. You know your stuff, obviously. And this is the pecan, right?
That's the praline pecan. All of them are amazing, either in fresh, obviously, like you eat them right now, and they have, it's almost like every day they get better. I always tell people,
really?
I don't like them on the first day.
No.
Not that I don't like, but it's more like a pastry on the first day.
And then
And the second day, third day, they become more like a cake. It's almost like the panettone, right?
Yeah,
you eat
panettone,
panettone
yeah.
after a month, it's better than the first day.
yeah, right, exactly.
So that we don't have that long of a shelf
No.
life. But
I feel like so much food, like when you, especially when you make it, it's always better like the next day or
Yeah.
a couple days later, you know?
I mean, take stews, for instance, right? I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
my
yeah.
mom used to leave it overnight on the stove.
Yeah,
Don't tell the health department, don't tell them, but she used to leave it overnight on the stove, and we used to eat it 24 hours after, and it was just amazing.
So much better because the flavor is really, no, this is the Nutella?
That's the Nutella chocolate. And you can always also freeze them and toast them. Toast them with ice cream scoop. That's
Oh my God. These are all absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Mario. We're very excited to be with it.
So you have your bakeries in East Providence. You don't have a storefront though,
No,
right?
so we moved in July. We moved to East Providence from Providence. We have a beautiful facility. Most of our operations are happening in-house, and from there we go to different farmers markets. Our wholesalers are very involved also in what we're making or what works better with their clientele. So they either come to pick their products or we deliver it to them, depends on the day.
So if the average person out there wants to order your stuff, they can just do it.
Yeah, so people can always order on our website or through our wholesalers. They can always come and buy whatever we have on the table on the weekends. We try to bring as many products as we can to the farmers market. So we basically see the farmers markets in a way like our store. So we're very committed to be there. How do you say in English? Rain or shine?
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine. We try to bring all the variety of products we have. So because we want to have that relationship that people would come to us for the weekly bread or the weekly pastry or cake. We want them to know what they're going to find, and we work a lot on consistency and perfect it constantly. So that's really our goal. And people can always contact us if they want anything during the week. For instance, we can always bake. We bake every day, basically 7 days a week. So if people want anything during the week, they either just show up and we make it happen.
Make it happen right there at your bakery.
Yeah, or we take orders. Let's say you want something for tomorrow. If we have it, we would love to bake it for you. And
and then they can come pick it up.
Yep, and they come pick it up in our production facility. Or again, like the different retail shops that we work with, from Providence to Newport to.
What are some of the places you're in that people would know? Like,
so we both in coffee shops and retail shops.
Gotcha.
For instance, we have an amazing relationship with New Harvest Coffee. We are there every morning. That would be an example for coffee shops we're working with. Notes Coffee Shop in Pawtucket. And I'm sure I'm not doing justice because I'm not gonna be able to mention everybody. But,
I probably shouldn't have asked you that. But
I should have brought a list.
No, that's okay.
So I don't want to
leave anybody out.
Yeah, but we work very closely with the Cheese Wheel shop in Tiverton. Amazing shop for cheese, different artisan cheeses. I think they have more than 150 kinds of cheeses you can't find anywhere but there.
Wow.
So that's the places we like to be, where the product has impact. We're not trying to be everywhere, but really in places where it matters.
Where it matters, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that
Food
model.
Love in Newport, Clements in close to Newport. I'm not sure on where it sits.
Yeah.
Clements Market.
Clements Market, that's in, I should know this, but yes, I know Clements, yes.
And we're hoping to be in Whole Foods soon. And that's something
near
we
me,
keep
so that's
for the next piece that we discussed. We're working on our rebranding.
Rebranding, a name change perhaps?
Our name change, perhaps.
Okay.
Small hint. Next time you'll take a video of us, it will probably be with the new name.
So, what's your website so people can go to it?
So right now it's Buns Bakery RI.squarespace.com. And basically, you can see all of our menu, the different pickup locations we have, different markets or shops we're attending to. I forgot to mention, we also do nationwide shipping through Goldbelly. So if anybody wants to, if they have families in other states and they want to order anything for them and ship it overnight, basically. Or you can also search us on Google, Buns Bakery, and it will lead you to the website probably.
Yep. And you're on social media, of course.
Social media, we love to communicate. As you can see, we really enjoy that. Because at some point, you know, I love baking, but if it was just the baking for me, I would bake at home. Right? It's more that connection to people. That's just the ticket for us to people, and that's what I really enjoy.
I think that's what really good food is all about anyway, right?
Yeah.
It's making people happy and making that connection, right?
Exactly.
Kind of the one thing that unites all of us, right? Yeah. All right. Guy Hanuka, thank you so much. Buns Bakery. You've definitely got to check them out.
Buns Bakery for now. I'm just kidding.
No, you're right. Actually, I thought about that. I was like, Buns Bakery for now. And we'll have to have you back when you have your new name. And also, you'll have to give me an array of savory things, too.
I will.
As much as I love sweet, I love savory, too.
I heard you love bacon.
Yeah, so you heard that.
I did my research.
Very good. I like a smart man. Excellent, excellent. All right, check them out. Buns Bakery, for now. You got to try their stuff. They'll definitely make you go,